Course of the Sky by Klaus Nether. Read by the author. I used to fly when I was little. In your dreams? In real life. I would rise up on my toes, lift one leg, and then gently push the other into the ground until I came off in the air. Once in the air, I swam like a frog. And were you alone while doing all this? No, of course not. My best friend was with me. He didn't know how to swim in the air, but he could jump. Well, I can jump. How high can you jump? This lad could jump without a hassle over trees and then fall back to earth like a snowflake. I tried to help him hang in the air, like me, and teach him to swim like a frog. But he didn't learn. No, and he told me he never would. So we decided to play near the ground somewhere, just above the trees. We would do somersaults, scare the birds. We were a menace. One day, I remember it like it was yesterday, I decided to fly up and see if I could get to the clouds. It seemed very fun up there. We tried to go together, him leaping from ever higher trees while I slowly swam towards the clouds. When I became too distant, he climbed atop the highest poplar and jumped with all his might towards me. He came up to me, up high, and told me, "I can't get higher. You have to go on without me." I knew I was leaving him behind. I looked back one last time and saw him waving while slowly flaking towards the ground. So you left without him? He was my best friend, and I let him down. I said it's not important, and that I'll get back someday, and we'll go together to the clouds. But I felt I had to leave, even alone. So little old you flew to the clouds. How cute. Rabbit, slowly towards the clouds. I passed sparrows, I passed pigeons, I even passed the seagulls hovering up there effortlessly. Seagulls reach the clouds, but are only visitors, because they have to go back and land. I didn't need to go back. I climbed until I found the majesty birds, birds that never come back from heaven, who live and sleep there, up in the air. In the clouds, you mean? Yes, they nest there in the clouds. They have long wings that are almost transparent and their heads are adorned with gems. I felt lost among them, until one approached and talked to me. Wait, you talked to a bird? It wasn't one of our chickens. It was a noble bird. Feathers around her head were like a crown that shone with all the colors of the rainbow. She said she enjoyed seeing a man there. She told me she didn't get along with the seagulls. Supposedly they nag, and the only birds you can have a conversation with are ravens, but they rarely climb up there. One night, the majesty bird was looking at the starry sky and told me she wanted to leave, to fly to the moon and the stars. And you? Did you want to fly to the moon? Well, why not? We began the journey together. I was slower, but the majesty bird waited for me. We flew for 3 days and 3 nights. A trip like this is more beautiful than hiking on Earth. From above, houses are pins, cities are ant swarms, and fields are meaningless multicolored rectangles. Everything is small and unreal. On the 3rd day, the majesty bird tried to swim like a frog. She looked hilarious. All was well and good until we got to the thin air. We were in the stratosphere. I tried pushing harder, but I just couldn't climb. She looked back at me and saw I couldn't follow. She gave me one of her feathered gems and told me, "I don't think we'll see each other again, but take this. I want you to remember me." She left you behind. Ironic, isn't it? I looked at her as she flew away, watched until she became a twinkle in the sky, and then she disappeared. I went back down to the clouds, but it wasn't the same. A raven chased by a storm got shelter there, and he saw me and took me back home. I fell back to earth. What happened to the friend? When I met him again, he didn't want to jump anymore, and after a while, he forgot he ever did. I'm sorry you didn't make it to the stars. I'm just sorry I didn't take you with me. If you enjoyed this story and would like to read more, visit Nethertales.com. Details in the description. Original art by Anka Toma. Thank you for listening.